Hi. Just thought I'd check in quickly, see how everyone was doing. I'm running late. I'm always running late. Or am I? You know what I mean? Because everything happens for a reason at the right time. So maybe I'm not running late at all. I'm going to arrive just on time. Yeah. So yeah, how's everyone's day been? Good. So basically, I couldn't decide. I thought, what does one wear? What does one wear when one is about to take on Voldemort in a dress? Do you know what I mean? It's a toughie. I got it down to 3, and it was a bodycon dress, not so practical, or a leotard, but the leotard. Everyone knows what it's like to wear a leotard, surely. It's a nightmare if you need it. So I've gone with the hood. So it's got some appreciation of wearing scarves. We got and a latex catsuit. And luckily this one comes with a zip in the perfect place, so I don't have to worry about the fishy. So so I'm ready to go. Ready. So this is a homemade fashioned one, so it's not, it's just that for an old top or something. What was I going to say? Yeah. Are you ready? Are you ready though? I hope you are. This shit's about to get fun. What was I going to say? Yeah. Oh, so everything happens for a reason, doesn't it? Everything happens for a reason at the right time, whatever. Because everything's guided by the universal force of things. And I'll put some links into that. So yeah, I was just downstairs, and obviously I'm running. Well, where we at? I'm running like 2 hours late already, from when I said I was going to go. But I am going after this. I'll probably get there about just after midnight, so that's probably about right. Yeah. So I went down. So earlier on, I was watching this thing about. Or I just walked in. My mum was watching something about this guy. My mum loves a crime program. She's absolutely obsessed. So, but actually, it's really interesting because I'm just looking at them from a different perspective now. So, the guy's name was Sweeney, right? And we're paying for him in prison. This guy is a psychopath who chopped up. I'm sorry to their families, but he did. These women. We're paying for him. Why the fuck are we paying for him? What kind of nonsense is this? You know what I mean? Anyway, his name's Sweeney. And he's on the list. So that was just letting those families know. Yeah, I tell you what other thing came out. It was quite interesting as well. I went off, got changed or whatever, and then I came back, and there was a program on about Jimmy Hoffa, who's a guy in America. And he was a businessman, yeah, and he basically controlled. I suppose he would have been, if you want to equate him to someone of today's day, it'd be a bit like Jeff Bezos in terms of size and control. In the 40s, 50s, and he basically controlled all of the sort of distribution of food and drink And he basically did a deal with the mafia so that they had access to his pension fund. They were called Teamsters or something. So they had access to his pension fund, which they used as their personal bank account. So all these people, all these workers lost out, right? He eventually got caught and went to prison. He only got 13 years. In those 13 years, he deputized his job to someone else who was easier to control than him by the mafia. And during that time, and then it was coming up to the end when he was going to come out, and then it connects to Watergate, because the mafia then paid President Nixon 300 grand, which is Watergate, all the tapes, 300 grand to release him, release this Hoffa early. But the only reason, because they knew he was going to be coming out anyway, so they wanted to release him early so they could kill him, basically, because it was more beneficial for them to have the deputized guy who was easier to control in the position than it was to have this Hoffa, right? My point, though, is look at the level of corruption. Why have we forgotten? How have we forgotten so easily, so quickly, that the level at which this corruption goes on? So I mean, you can get to anybody. You got enough money. People are greedy. People are greedy. And if you're under duress, or if it's mafia skills, yeah, it's like, well, you it's not really an option, is it? They're not giving you an option. It's you do what I say or die, and that is what is going on here. There's a lot of people that are doing things under duress that most people don't even know about. They haven't got a choice. They haven't got a choice. In governments and what, because of the one at the top, right? That's what's happening here. And they're just doing they're doing what they can. So I think some things have changed for the better, but there's, all the other things, and that's not. It's not within their control. You think it's in control because they're in government, but it is absolutely not. Because they're at the will of their donors and whoever, and Voldemort. So that's important to remember. The other thing was, look at this little hoop here. It's really annoying me. It's because I've got a strap thing to go across there for later. I'll cover up my face. Yeah. So then, interestingly, this book arrived today. One of my, it's called The Black. I think it's Poulet. I think it is. So I'll read you the beginning. Oh, on that note, yeah. Sorry, I was just thinking about it. Right. Think about the mafia, though. Right. Forget the ones that exist, but the sort of the ethos. Right. We're all in this now. Yeah. We're in the gang. We're in the cool gang. All of us. And we look after, you know what I mean? We look after all of us. We look after each other. And the only ones we're against are the demons. And those fuckers will go. So what I'm saying? So everyone's going to make money. Everyone's going to have abundance. Everyone's going to have health, wealth, and happiness. We're going to look after each other. So that ethos, that same ethos, like, who got the mafia? Anyway, this is this book here. Just keep turning up. It's funny. And then also in the program, they use the words, no shit, right? They use the words in this program about Nixon and the mafia. They use the words, the golden egg, right? Then I hadn't opened this yet at that point. Then something in me said, read the book. Because there's a picture of an egg on it. Yeah. So obviously not going to read. Oh, and there's also that. Yeah, that's a female. That's the. I'm sorry. Look it up. Look it up. Those that know. So the black Pele, or the hen with the golden eggs, right? Comprising the science of magical talismans and rings, the art of the Kabbalah for conjuring the aerial and infernal spirits, sylphs, undines, and gnomes, for acquiring knowledge of the secret sciences, for discovering treasures, for the gaining of power to command all beings and unmasking all evil spells and sorceries. From the teachings of Socrates, Pythagoras, Plato, Zoroaster, son of the great Oromasis, and other philosophers whose manuscripts escaped the burning of the Ptolemy library and translated from the language of the Magi and the hieroglyphs by the doctors Mizabalua Jabamia, do you know what I mean? Come on. Dan Huzarius, Nehemanilam, Judahim, Eliab, and translated. Yeah? Cool. So, then it says, right. The work which we offer to the public must not be confused with a collection of reveries and errors to which their authors have tried to give credence by announcing supernatural feats, which the credulous and the ignorant seized with avidity. We only quote the most respectable authorities and most dignified in faith. The principles which we present are based on the doctrines of the ancients and modern, full of respect for the divinity, were always the friends of mankind, endeavoured to recall them to virtue by showing them the vice in all its deformity. We have drawn from the most pure sources, having only in view the love of truth and the desire to enlighten those who desire to discover the secrets of nature and the marvels which they unfold to those who never separate the darkness which separates around them. It is only given to those who are favoured by the great being to raise themselves above the terrestrial sphere and to plan a bold flight into etheric regions. It is for those privileged men that we write. To us, no importance is given to the splenetic voices which are raised against us. The silence and the smile of disdain will be the only answer with which we shall oppose them. And we shall follow with firm, sustained steps the route which indicates to us the luminous stars which fill the heavens, which cover our heads, and which light these thousands of worlds, which bless every day with our sovereign master of the universe, which he has created, also ourselves, and whose will maintains this admirable order, which commands our admiration, our respect, and our love. Before beginning the subject, and to acquaint my readers of this profound science, which until the present day has been the object of research of the most constant and profound meditations, I must unbosom myself how these marvellous secrets were communicated to me, and the manner in which the divine providence allowed me to escape from the greatest of dangers, so to speak, and conducted me by the divine hand to prove that by divine will it is sufficient to raise unto himself the last of beings, or to precipitate to naught those who are clothed with all power on earth. We are therefore come from God. God is everything, and without God nothing can exist. Who more than I may penetrate the truth eternal and sacred? So, the golden egg is basically abundance. Got that shit, man. Got it. All over it. Do you know what I mean? Got this. Things, they've been self-serving, haven't they? They've had this knowledge all this time in secret. Try to make everyone think bad of what it is, so they don't look into it, because they've been self-serving, and that's why we're in this historical Groundhog Day for centuries. Because, as I said yesterday, it's just a baton of knowledge that's been passed from one shitty person to another shitty person, and they've caused this fuckery. So now we know, don't we? We've got all the tools, got all the knowledge, we can sort this shit out. So yeah. You're in. We've got the best fam on earth. We're in the universe. In the galaxies. Coming together. For the good of all. Yay. Yay us. Smashing it. So what was I gonna? Oh yeah, I was watching. Pointless. I love Pointless, and there was one of the questions and answers was, what's the word for when a government fucks up? It had like a few letters. Obviously they didn't use the word fuck up, but I'm not paraphrasing. So when a government fucks up, basically, a series of bad decisions, and they give you some letters. Anyway, the word is omnishambles. Omnishambles. It's a good word. That's the word of the day. Omnishambles. We're about to fix that. Another interesting thing. Now, I don't want to upset anyone. I really don't. But if we're dealing with truth here, we've just got to just take it all, haven't we? We've just got to be faced into it, like ready for it. There was a question on novelists, and Salman Rushdie came up, and the question, you had to pick, they had to light list a novel, and so the novel that came up was indeed, see how this is all going, it was all connected, look, the Satanic Verses, right? So obviously I looked it up. I'll put a link in. I'm not going to go into it. Please read it though, because there's definitely something in that as well. Then I saw as well earlier on, what was it? It'll come back to me in a minute. Come back to me. What was the other thing? Sorry, my brain's. Oh, yeah, there was a thing about classical music, right? It was about top 100 composers. All of them are men, right? All of them are men. And also there was one that is well known but isn't in the top 100. Vivaldi, right? And I only know that because the guy said Vivaldi, and they obviously it didn't come up. So I looked up Vivaldi because I was like, everyone knows Vivaldi. How can that not be in the top 100? But on the basis of one of the other answers was like so obscure. It's like Vivaldi would definitely be, if you're listing 100, Vivaldi would be in the top 100. It would. And I did my own separate search, and it was in the top 100. So now I was thinking, well, what? So something told me to look it up anyway. So I did, and Vivaldi wrote this music for like, it was for an all female I want to say children's home, and it was oh, hold on, I've got it up here. Two secs. All female music ensemble, and it was for a home for abandoned children. Yeah, and then after that was it. His career was done, and it was because he. And if you know, I'll put the link in. It was something to do with the emperor at the time. But yeah, how come women didn't get to? The women played all the instruments. Do you know what I mean? But they weren't allowed to be composers. But it also just over more than that. You know what I mean? Like, think about that. Think about what they composed. How crazy is that for those times there? The top 100, they're all like from, you know, I'll put the top 100 in the link. But, you know, 1500, and they were composing music like that. Like, that's crazy. It's not crazy, but it's like, it's just yet another proof. Like, where does that come from? That ability. You know what I mean? It's from something higher. We've just got to. The sooner we need to have just a faith in the universe, in the force that connects us, that our intuition, because that they were listening to their intuition when they made that, when they created that, when they composed that. You know, it was a thought that popped into their head, that they wrote down, that they manifested, they created it. And then on that note, then you think about bad things only are happening because there are bad people manifesting bad things from their bad thoughts and bad using black magic and shit like that, rituals, right? So if we just try and, you know, and this is the thing about it being head, heart, and spirit. If we just accept the wonder of it, like believe in something greater than ourselves, and have faith that we are all on this journey together, and that everything's going to be okay, and that we should dream big. Because the thing is, the more positive thoughts you have, those that transpires into your being, into what you become, into what you attract. And the more that we all do it, the greater things that we'll manifest. And there is no limit. There is no limit. None. No fear either. And that fear and hate is just coming from, that's a manifestation. So we just need to have positive, we try and again, this is the link to, we need to heal hearts. Because if we focus on that, focus on healing ourselves and in turn those around us, come from that space, like anything, it will only get better. Anything will be possible. Yeah. And I had loads of, after mentioning that thing about the kids yesterday, I've had loads of stuff on that today. Yeah. So we need to just remind ourselves, I think, every day. Remind ourselves every day of that innocence, and how wrong it is to break that. You know, those people that are taking them or abusing them or whatever. So I don't know, it feels like that should be our, I mean, there's so many things. I was thinking, right, what would be the best? That's all, because that's what I'm thinking like now. I'm like, right, well, once the Wicked Witch of the West gone, we've got all the tools here. Yeah, all the money can be redistributed where it should be. It should go back to where it should go. Then what? I mean, I was thinking, right, every country should make a list of shit they don't like that needs changing and what they want. Think in those terms, like what's the country's goal? And then once you've done that, you know what you can just whittle it down. You get each country do the same thing. Backward, you know, that's where we want to go. Backwards engineer it to, right, well, what's the first step? And then we just tick the to-do lists. Let's go. These people they have been fucking procrastinating, and I'm a master procrastinator, so I know what I'm talking about. They have done nothing but procrastinate since their inception. Just distract. They haven't actually solved any of the problems that need solving. They're fundamentals. That's what you've got to start with. And it's just like, I'm so excited. I just feel like, you know, when you're like, oh, I'm actually doing something. It's going to get weird. But we can handle weird. We can handle weird. We can handle it. We can handle the truth as well. It's going to get weird. But it's better than doing fucking nothing, isn't it? It's better than sitting in these four walls. It's better than accepting the status quo when you know it's absolute bullshit, and or listening to the media that are just lies, and it isn't the journalists themselves that are sensible. You know, we've lived in this illusion of for too long. So, and everyone suffers. Everyone's suffering. You know, time of suffering needs to, you know, it's just, It's not right. And the best thing is, we can do something about it. You know what I mean? We should be living like warriors. That should be our, you know, like not afraid of nothing. Because as soon as when you start learning all this stuff, you know you ain't got nothing to worry about. You're like, whatevs, bring it. You can't touch me. And if you did, I'd chop your dick off or whatever. I'd rather die fighting for what's right and fighting for the truth and fighting for my kids, everyone's futures. I just would. So that's crazy if you want, but it's no different to anyone that is in any kind of military. Same attitude. And the reason no one else can't do it is because they ain't got the same protection that I've got. So it's only me that can take her on. So if I can't actually not do it. I can't not, because it is justice. It's justice for now, because she ain't doing shit for anybody. How can she owns sixth of the world? How many things? She is basically a mafia boss, isn't she? She is a mafia boss in disguise. She's like a mixture between a mafia boss, Voldemort, the Goblin King, all routes of evil lead to her, basically. And the evidence of that is I've put in every video. And she's the head of a paedophile fucking witch. She's basically, as I said, she's Ghislaine whatever her fucking name is. She's a wench. Maxwell, but with a crown. Yeah, take that fucking crown off her head. Take her head off, actually. Like, she's fucking evil. She's full on evil. Say what you want. I'm saying this shit every time. I'm still here, aren't I? Everyone knows it's true. So, yeah. I think it is time. I hope they've left the gate open. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to climb a bloody castle wall with latex catsuit on, although it does look banging. You know what I mean? Where's she did? Thought I'd team it with a red belt. To go with my sword, obviously. So yeah, let's bring back the fucking. Let's bring back all the good stuff. Like from history, in terms of how we view life. Let's start living. I feel like treading. What was it? Quick. You know that bit in The Never-Ending Story where he's in the quicksand, isn't he? And the horse dies. God rest his soul. Yeah, that's what it feels like we're in. But see it as well. It's exactly that. That's what's happening here. The never-ending story. Love it. So good is going to win over evil. Finally. We just get on with like sorting these things out. Like there's a way. There's a there's an answer, there's a solution, there's a person with that skill, that ability. It's just about getting on with it. And what an amazing thing that'll be. Can you imagine how good it's going to feel? Just finally. Oh, yes. Like reborn. Smashing life now. Fixing all the problems that should have been fixed. Just do it. Let's do it. You know? Do anything you want. Literally. Oh, there was something else that just came into my head then. Oh, yeah. Yeah, do you see that? I don't know if you saw it. There was something else. Yeah, this would be justice anyway. This would be justice. Justice for all of the people that have sadly lost their lives. Justice for that's from COVID, but justice for anyone that's been involved in a war. Justice for people that died through history at the hands of this. Yeah. Just gonna read this thing. I'm running so late. So it doesn't matter what time is inconsequential. That's another word for today, along as omnishambles. Oh, the other one I liked as well that popped up, mellifluous. It's got a nice roll to it. Oh my god! As well, do you know that Diagon Alley? That's in you know what I'm saying. Diagon Alley there is an actual place called Diagon Alley. There is. Google it. What was I going to say? Oh yeah. There you go. So I just feel like I'm in that zone where it's like, it doesn't matter what we face now. Be like, come on, could do it, smashed it, ready for it. Winston Churchill, famous quote. This is it. Famous speech. Not that one. Sorry, I should have probably prepared this. But, not that one. Sorry. Where is it? Here we go. Oh, do you know what? I can't find it now. Sorry. It's something along the lines of once in a lifetime. I'm going to have to look for it now. Sorry. I apologise. Once in a Oh, there you go. That's because I wasn't even looking at the thing. Here we go. To each there comes in their lifetime a special moment when they are figuratively tapped on the shoulder and offered the chance to do a very special thing, unique to them and fitted to their talents. That's the universe tapping you on the shoulder there. You there? It's time. Are you ready? Oh, here we go. Fitted to their talents. What a tragedy if that moment finds them unprepared or unqualified for that which could have been their finest hour. Guys, we're collectively being tapped on the shoulder to wake up. You there? Okay. Got each other. Got all the tools. Got all the tools. We've got all the people. There's 7 billion of us. I mean, just think of the numbers. 7 billion. That's a big number, isn't it? It's a shitload of people. There literally nothing can stop us. So we're cool. Got this. Do this one thing, and then we're gonna cracking the whip on this shit. I can't wait to see their faces. Oh. Come on. So all you demons out there, watch out. Watch this space. Watch this space. Love you. I shall spend the next 18 minutes getting myself in the zone. Then I'm going to listen to warrior music for the following 3 hours. Before I go and knock on the gates of hell. Let me in. I come in peace. Sorry. You've got to laugh, don't you? I mean, it is crazy, but it's the answer. So someone's got to do it. And evidently it's me. I love you all. And that is why, I mean, this is why I'm doing it. Because this can't carry on, can it? Can't. The kids. Right. Got this. High fives. High fives. Hands in, hands in, hands in. Go fam! Love you, and I shall report. Well, maybe I will, maybe I won't. Maybe you'll hear it on the news. Anyway, sorry. Sensible face on. Got my warrior face on. Yeah. Time. It's time. So, love you. Love you. I'm going now.